secret after party. We'll talk about after.
Yeah.
All right. I'm back on the Morning Brew with friends, and we're talking about secret after parties and beatboxing with Gary and Eric. Right, the BTKs. The BTKs. You can look it up, and those are the three basic sounds of beatboxing. Yeah. But you guys have something coming up next Thursday.
That's right.
It's going to be almost as awesome.
Almost as awesome. So you folks may probably have heard about Albuquerque Business First. They're doing this Innovation NM event on the Plaza, which is great. Lots of different startups. But after that, so that runs from 5 to 7. 7 to 9, we're doing the first real demo night for really companies that have got a little bit more traction, startups that are a little bit further along down the road.
This isn't like a pitch thing, and this isn't a thing with money that like a lot of the, this isn't like a demo, it's more of a demo day than a pitch day, right?
It's more of a real demo event. We've had plenty of pitch events, and I do a bunch of pitch events.
Which are great fun.
Yeah, exactly.
Every Wednesday I pretty much see you at the
We're
1 Million Cups.
1 Million Cups, that's right.
And those are great pitch events, but this is a way for somebody to really talk about their company in a different way, right?
Well, as the ecosystem matures, we've heard a lot about startups, people seeing this, but they're looking, what's coming out of this. So having an opportunity to showcase some of the companies that they're presenting at events in LA and the Detroit Auto Show and over in Germany, but they're not necessarily showing what they're doing here.
Right.
So we wanted to have an opportunity to share that with the local folks.
Well, I love it. And this one, it's one of the big components of this is TechCo. And for those that don't know, TechCo, tech.co is what it is. It's one of my favorite sites. I love going there to see, because every now and then local companies will pop up on TechCo and they'll write about them. It's one of the big tech news sites out in the world. And it's a chance to see, all of the new fancy gadgets and all of the new fun stuff that, probably will be on the ground in 3 years. You read about it there first, right? And they've been writing about a lot of our local companies, and they hold these kinds of events all over. And what was it? Take us back 2 or 3 years to when Michelle went to D.C.
It actually wasn't. It wasn't. Oh well. So Michelle Hoffman left for D.C. 8, 9 years ago after graduating UNM, and started a very successful kind of CEO and CFO. When you need one of those into your company, she provides those services, and was very successful in DC. She came back last year just to visit a friend and said, "Oh my goodness, what's going on in Albuquerque? There's a bunch of stuff going on here." Introduced
Why wasn't this happening 10 years ago?
Exactly. Introduced us to Tech.co.
Yeah.
And at the time, Tech.co was doing the Pitch Around America thing for the best startup in America.
Right.
And we said, well, can we have one here? And she says, well, the live event in Vegas is just 2 months away. 6 weeks away, was it? And I said, so? And she goes, do you think you can pull one off? And I said, we could pull one off. And so we pulled one off here. 2 companies went to Vegas. One went all the way to top 5 in the national competition. And
this was hundreds of companies from all across the nation, from cities and markets that are way bigger than Albuquerque.
Way bigger than that. This is the Austins, the Bostons, the Bay Areas, the Denvers and those folks. And we got top 5, and this is Sunport, the company that won.
They've been on the show several times. They're great fun because they have this little device that lets you, when you plug it in, you're actually buying back solar energy that was put into the grid somewhere else.
You can do it in any outlet, at your coffee shop, the hotel, or in your home. My entertainment system runs on solar, even though I don't have any panels on my roof. So it's a great company. But they won top 5, and one of that prizes was a prime location booth at CES, which has led to major customers. So it's not just about getting folks together and the exposure, which Albuquerque is now getting on a national scale, which is great, and building that platform, but building a platform so that startups here and companies from Albuquerque can then be shown and seen elsewhere, and that's the key.
And then 2 companies, 2 locals went and pitched at the TechCo event in
Las Vegas,
South by Southwest. Yeah, right. And then Charles and Charles from the
Cultivating Coders.
From Cultivating Coders, they actually won.
That's right.
And they won like some crazy prizes, like unlimited mileage and on American Airlines or something weird. It was like amazing prizes.
They won amazing prizes, but I think one of the things that was almost as good as that, or maybe even better, is the contacts they made with the judges and the other folks in the room.
Right.
So they were talking to investors, that evening, as soon as they broke after the original pitches. So they made some great contacts. But Yeah.
I love
As
it.
we get on that national stage and people start saying, "Wow, this comes from Albuquerque. This comes from Albuquerque." Remember, we won, best accelerator, best startup, and so people at South by Southwest and around the country with TechCo and those kinds of exposures are now saying, "Wow, there's good stuff happening in Albuquerque. We should pay attention when we hear about a company from Albuquerque."
Yeah.
And that's the key.
And the big event. So, what time does the TechCo demo event start?
All right,
and who's
so-
going to be there?
So we start at 7 o'clock. We run until about 9:30.
Is this
and
still
this
on
is at
Civic
the El
Plaza?
Rey.
At the El Rey, okay.
And we're talking about
which is
some pedicabs and all that. Yeah.
And if you haven't been to the newly remodeled El Rey, it was, let's just say there was some deferred maintenance over the years that some investors took care of, made it look really classy in there. And it's quite a comfortable space anymore. I love it. I'm a big fan.
We got some neat lights and stuff. So the companies we're going to hear from we're going to hear from App City Life. App City Life's doing great stuff in the civic tech space.
Right, building apps.
We're going to hear
Around the
from
country.
around the country. We're going to hear from Trilumina, which Gary had a little bit of a role in.
Yeah, still a shareholder there. Still very interested in those guys.
And also Risk Sense.
Oh,
but the one, and I think
Risk Sense has been quiet since they moved into their place. It's like they moved into their new building and then they just hunkered down and got to work.
That's right.
there are some reasons why they've been quiet, and they're all good reasons. I'll put it that way.
It just means they're busy making their security software.
Yes, and maybe even more.
I can't wait to hear it. So they could be talking about that.
Well, I'm sure you can get Mark over here maybe in a few weeks.
Hey, help me do that. I don't think we've ever had them on the show. I'd love to talk to Mark
They're such a
Fidel.
neat company.
Oh,
Right?
we should get him over.
Right?
Oh yeah, and he's great. But also, we've been hearing rumors and things about Andy Lim's new venture.
Right.
After the success with Lavu, so he's launching that. He's had a couple of these sort of pre-launch events.
Yep.
Right.
He'll be demoing his new platform for the first time at our event
That's on the 26th.
on the 26th.
Yeah, just because I think you should watch the show very intently that morning if you like Andy Lim. Just make sure you pay attention to the morning brew.
I'm glad
on the
that got
26th.
scheduled.
And so there should be lots of great stuff happening.
Oh, a
before
ton
the
of great
event.
things happen all around
Right.
downtown. So
Right.
yeah.
Right. And we were talking earlier about UNM and their liquor license at the Pit. Is there any chance we can get that at the Epicenter?
Yes, there's. We're
Just not to put you on the spot or
well,
anything.
of what we're trying to do is make sure that we've got the right environment down there. So, wouldn't it be great to have some comfortable chairs, some coffee, and some microbrews,
Right.
and showing off our vibrant and growing and world-renowned microbrewery and tap room.
A bunch of our breweries just came back from the GABF with
That's
some
right.
hardware.
With
It was
hardware.
good.
And that we really need to highlight that, just
Right.
like we do our arts and culture and some of the other things. Microbrewing is just a really good thing for Albuquerque.
No doubt.
Getting that on there in that space with the entrepreneurs, with some whiteboards and some comfortable chairs and some coffee and a little beer,
Right.
That's how you get things going. So
And of course, Dan Dietz was hired on over there just a couple weeks ago to be the #1 guy.
that's right. And I've known Danny for a while, and he's a great guy, good pick. And it's good to have a project manager there who can, because the Innovate Albuquerque board has people on it that have daytime jobs.
Right.
And Danny now will be able to concentrate and really get this thing moving as we start breaking ground this summer.
Absolutely. Well, I can't wait to talk to him on the show too. Bring him.
We'll bring him.
That
next
would be
week.
great. I'd love to. He's right out of law school too. It's great.
So that's all right.
So we'll be back in a couple of seconds on Morning Brew with Friends. I think we got Aaron coming in to talk about a big job fair. How great is that?
Tons of great stuff going on.
Right? We'll be back in a couple of seconds on the Morning Brew.